How goes it? I guess maybe Fridge, this is not a fight I should take. What am I doing? You're just gonna do the same thing. In fact, if you petrified me, that's just game over. Definitely if you iron shot me, pretty much 100% game over. Oh, right, and you can do that. Always forget you can do that. I'm probably just gonna leave you for now, my friend. In fact, that potentially begs the question, do we bother fighting Jorgrun right now? Or do we, much like my own brain processes, put that on the back burner? And we could pivot instead to focusing on our S branches and trying to get a couple runes on this son of a gun. Probably not a bad idea. Okie dokie. I feel like I'm, again, in that headspace today where I'm liable to change my mind constantly as we go forward, but let's head to Snake. I think we're as ready as we will be. Snake, again, should be a fairly decent spot for us to be in. Fridge will reign supreme. Freezing Cloud, of course, is still incredible in its own right as well. So let's see how that goes, shall we? Wave of Frost. Interesting. I think I will use a book of, or a scroll of Revelation, actually. Okay, maybe kind of silly for me to do so. Not only is the entrance to the ice caves right over yonder, but on top of that, it is a very small floor, a weirdly small floor, I would argue. So that's interesting. We can actually wait out time up here. The timing on these portals, these timed gates, passes differently whether you are actually in front of them or not. Or sorry, not in front of them rather, but on the same floor as them or not. So if you want to spend a couple turns kind of setting yourself up, it can generally be a pretty solid idea to just head to a different floor. Though again, fortunately this time they are close enough to us that I don't really foresee it being a problem. Dang it, I can't do any cheeky prisms here, can I? How else do I deal with you kiddos? Don't have great methods to fight statues, turns out. Infinite cold resistance makes sense. We do have a lot of Mind Burst. This used to work well with Disintegration. I guess Mind Burst probably not so much, right? Probably runs into the whole infinite willpower problemo. Yeah. Such is the case. Oh, especially if I just cast the wrong spells. But I can just put prisms down. Constantly cast IMB instead of Prism. Great job, me. Not at all a concern that I am wasting magic like none other. And that should do the trick, though. We should have enough time to quickly replenish our magic points here. That Spell Viper could be a problem if they weren't already dead, that is. Fantastic. And let's do some ice. I did just notice we do have that File of Flood, so if and when we want to go face off against Jorgrun once again, we actually should be in a decent spot for that. But for going into an ice cave now, definitely want to make some room in our inventory. So poison darts can go, boomerangs can go, degeneration potions obviously should have already gone if we're being honest with ourselves. And scroll of poison too. 4 slots should be more than enough. So let's dive in and check this place out, shall we? I'm ready to be torn apart, especially since... What's my plan against simulacrums exactly, Torinski? Oh, you don't have a plan. Oh, that's weird. How strange that you'd come in here with no plan. That's not at all like me to always constantly and consistently do so. Right? Fortunately, and still hope that we don't need that much of a plan if we're just able to prism up. Oh, no, I was wrong, because we don't have the magic to do this. Torinski, how many times must you tell yourself? We do have the ice ring, so we're currently using the cold resistance. I actually moused over it because I had the same thought. It doesn't really matter too much though. Empowering our ice magic doesn't help us out a lot in this specific configuration. If it had ended up being full of, like, you know, a lot of ice caves have the yaks, the polar bears, etc., etc. In that case, it can be a very solid idea. But for better or for worse, that was not the case for us here this evening. Wand of Light, I'm not going to waste a charge of until I can hit a few more of you in one fell swoop. Scroll of Fear is not going to do much here either, though. What do I want to do? In retrospect, if we could rewind just a few moments, Potion of Brilliance, as soon as I started using the prisms, I kind of thought to myself, oh, this is going to bring a lot of attention. Lots of enemies are going to start showing up as soon as we do so. And yet, here we are, still continuing to make the same mistakes as always. Never change me, I guess. So what else can we do, though, in order to make up for said mistake? Could still use a Brilliance Potion, and that at least gives us a couple prisms here. Potentially even bides us over until enemies are close enough for an Irradiate, because an Irradiate will melt these Sons of Guns without too much of a problem. 44 health, 44 health. And we're looking at 3d24 on that Irradiate. Always love to see it. I guess I have some fire training if I survive this. Is there any fire magic I could learn? Ignition is still a long way off, obviously, but it's a shame. Even having Vile Clutch would have been wonderful. But you live and you learn, so for the time being, I guess we just drop another prism. How slow do I attack with this Bardiche? 1.9, so let's not swing with this at any point, shall we? Could kind of get away with the Demon Trident, potentially. But there we go. That is much better damage. Another Simulacrum coming in. Shouldn't be too bad. A few more Simulacrums coming in. Why, hello there. Oh, right. And this one is fast as frig, boy. We do have some Ambrosia. Only a couple of Curing, which is a bit concerning for me. Especially as we're in Snake and they can strip us of our poison resistance if we're not careful. In fact, I wasn't even wearing my poison resistance, was I? Because I've been carrying this Bardiche for too long? Or maybe that was just against the Storm Serpent? Regardless, neither here nor there. I think I will drink some Ambrosia. That's enough to at least deal with these Sons of Guns, give me time to rest up, catch our breath. And there we go. Managed to make it out of that one in one piece, which was not guaranteed by any stretch of the imagination, so love to see it. And we'll kind of just play it a little more on the safe side from here on out. What we can unfortunately do with this statue, because of its terrible decisions in where it was built, which I'm guessing was not your fault, even a magical statue, I'm not sure. Are they self-building? Or did somebody put you here and now you're just living with their mistakes constantly to your own chagrin? I guess we'll never know because you are unfortunately dead. Again, unfortunate for you, a little less unfortunate for me in that specific regard. And this son of a gun decides to be a little bit more of a pain in the rear here as well. A Dire Elf Simulacrum. My, oh my, it just continues, folks. An endless slew and onslaught of frozen bodies to be sent to our direction. What to do with you? I mean, at least this one hasn't noticed us yet. It's still walking towards us, which I don't love. still walking towards us. Let's check those damage again. Trample and Trunk with a huge walloping 45 cold damage on top of that 12 max damage Trunk. Yikes. Attacks. Oh, it was reading this row as part of the table here, which is not right. So that's not horrible. We almost have enough magic for 1 IMB. Unfortunately, this son of a gun, no mind to blow, so that bursting is not going to be effective. I mean, we can try out, yeah, no damage on the Ice Blast. I thought I'd try it out because I know it cuts through some resistance, but I guess immunity and resistance, not quite the same thing in this specific context. So what can I do about you, my friend? I want to not talk or any of that. I don't actually know what the manual key is for throw, so I don't have to quiver something in order to prep it. Regardless, though, we will try this out. In fact, I think I will use one more throwing net to take care of you. An Ice Devil, well, being a pain in the butt is a bit more manageable. At least that was my interpretation. Yeah, 16 damage plus a max 24 cold is not quite as horrible, which, you know, it's all relative. Oh, and I cast IMB right away. I actually meant to Prism there. Oh me, oh my. I'm going to pick up this net then. 56% chance to hit you. It's hoping to get a little bit more damage off before the net wore off completely here, but I guess we'll just use the light wand and that will take care of you. Only one charge left on the Wand of Light. Hopefully we find some more of those moving forward in the future because they're a huge pivotal resource that we can kind of throw at problems in the future. But again, we'll just slow it all down here for the moment, and we should be okay. We're dealing with the rest of this ice cave. I'm hoping that's the majority of our issues taken care of. I, of course, am aware that that is likely not to be the case, and I wouldn't be surprised if we have a few more funky little surprises come our way, but I can worry about that as time goes on. Another bit of cold resistance is actually pretty wonderful as well. And there we go. Now we have cloak and gloves matching. Beautiful. In fact, even the white shoes that we have on, which may I say is a bold choice for your dungeoneering attire here. There's a whole lot of blood, dirt, sweat, and tears going on during any given dungeon crawling adventure, but we're definitely laughing in the face of all that. I'm tempted, though, to enchant this son of a gun. Get a couple more AC going. I mean, it's not super necessary. Also, oh, that was not a nice twist of my neck. You know when the, what are they, the ligaments in your spine align in just the most uncomfortable way and rub just slightly wrong? I hate that. And now I feel like I need to stretch it out more, which I'm probably just going to hurt myself. So let's try to instead get distracted by the game itself here. And you know what? I think I will. Let's, again, pull a move that is very unlike how we usually play the game. And I'm going to preemptively use those enchantment scrolls. So long, Too Good to Use Syndrome. I have no need for you anymore. Instead, we are just going to confidently, competently, and comfortably use up our consumables nice and early here, at least where appropriate. And my Slimlackram friend, if you could come right this way, please and thank you. Appreciate it. In fact, if I could get a couple of you hit at once, that's probably ideal. Caustic Shrike Simulacrum. I should have read what you were before going ahead. Fortunately, we have that double cold resistance. Otherwise, that would have packed a freaking wallop. I mean, still did. Let's not get too crazy about it. I actually am going to use blinking, even though that seems a little bit overkill. There we go. Okay. That Caustic Strike Simulacrum terrified me. There's probably going to be one of the Ice Strikes? Frosty Strikes? What the heck are you kiddos called? Cold version of the Shrike. Whatever your name may be. I could see that being the final boss. This little section here. Oh, no. It was an Ice Fiend. Gotcha. Just an Ice Fiend. Interesting. Well, how do I deal with an Ice Fiend? I don't know if I do. Hold up. I know we just keep opening and closing this, but it's because I'm not actually reading things when I should be. You fly. How fast are you, my friend? I feel like you're faster than me. And I've not discovered haste yet, which is rough. And your Bolt of Cold is a range of 5. I do have a lot of regen. Even with our protection, or partial protection from Torment, this son of a gun is still just laying into us. Oh, hello, sir? Okay. Don't know where our Ice Fiend friend went. Apparently lost us. Must have been the wind, they said, as they decided to go off down a different corridor. Okay, well, before we jump right back into the snake's den here, can I deal with you? Technically, yes, with enough prisms. Is that realistic, though? That I'm not so confident about. Just because of how many turns we have to survive, and if they're constantly tormenting us and then throwing bolts of cold our direction, even with our cold resistance, there's only so much our poor supple body can take, you know? We have 5 heal wounds. We have some things like butterflies to kind of throw in the way, and in fact what I maybe should have done on our escape path there was use some fog scrolls to try and throw a little bit of confusion into the mix, as it were. Interesting. It's bad, but I mean, it's bad, but shouldn't be surprising. Again, if you have joined us on this stream at all in the past, you know me, and you know that I have an unreasonable amount of confidence in our ability to deal with problems, large or small. So, Wand of Light. We blind you, we blast you. And then we juggle you a little bit here. And in fact, the next time you walk up to me, oops, let's put our, please walk up to me, sir, sir. Had a bit of a plan there, but never mind. I guess we'll just kill you. Are you happy? Is this what you wanted, Ice Fiend? Because it's not what I wanted. I was going to irradiate, do all sorts of cool, funky stuff, and it was going to be cool, and we would have been, I mean, not friends, but it is what it is. I guess, you know, let's not worry about it. I won't even complain about it much further. It's fine. And with that, though, oh, I was about to say hopefully we've taken care of this portion of the run here, but of course, gotta have some more Ice Fiends. Let's not be silly about this here. But this time around, I'm setting you up in advance, friend. I should probably stand on the exit. But where's the fun in that? Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself like I believe in myself. Despite all the evidence to the contrary, just do it. Hell yeah, brother. Ice Fiend down. Okay, so that makes me worry that there is actually a bigger final boss here. I guess we'll We'll find out in a little bit. Find out the hard way? Ooh. But don't mind if I do just a little bit of stealing here, the slightest bit of ransacking, if I might. And is there anything else? That's actually probably everything. Okay, well, that's our ice caves. A little bit slower than I was originally intending, which actually, now that I say it out loud, is not really the case, because I kind of knew going into this that it was going to be a struggle. We're in a bit of a rough boat for trying to deal with ice-themed enemies, but fortunately, we're able to persevere without too much issue. I'm actually going to leave all this garbage lying around. I don't think I need it. Oh, moly. Now that is a scroll shop. I mean, ID scrolls are cheap. Blinking scroll, almost guaranteed I'll pick one of those bad boys up. That's very nice. I'm looking at the acquirement. That's what's got me in a little bit of a tizzy here. 624 gold. Is it worth it? Let's buy just these for now. Let's do another peek at our shopping list. Is there anything else I want more? Not really. The shiny orb could be nice, but unless it's an orb of light, I'm not really that interested. So let's do it. The game heard me earlier talking about how much I like to gamble in my video games, and definitely gave me another opportunity, so we'll take a look. Son of a gun. I mean, actually, hold up. Rewind. I shouldn't complain, because, well, the majority of this, yes, is garbage, much as I was concerned it would be. We do make over double back the gold that we spent on it, so that's going to be a pile of gold for me, my good friend. 10-4, good buddy. Oh yeah, brother. And in fact, because we made so much money on that, let's just grab a little bit of goodness here. Buy out the store. We mainly, brain couldn't decide if I wanted to say mainly or mostly. Decided to just really poorly say one. But I mainly bought the brand weapon just as a free identification there. Don't actually know if we'll be using it anytime soon. We do get our potions of haste ID'd, so we'll have those in future encounters, which is nice. And I guess I could use it on the demon whip. I kind of like electrocution on our demon trident, so likely we'll keep that son of a gun as is for the moment here. And I almost feel bad for some of you as I just throw around the power of refrigeration. Modern amenities to decimate any of your snake friends out in the wild. Okay, there we go. Made to immediately eat my words as we unfortunately run out of magic at a terrible point in time. I mean, I can probably kill you, but let's not be silly here. We'll jump it up. Definitely need to start playing again. The update since you last played looked interesting. I mean, I would always recommend jumping in, especially if you're just playing on your own and you can take it slow, play like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, fool around. The shapeshifter change that's in this latest version is a lot of fun, especially if you were at all a fan of transmutation magic in the past, or if you never really had the opportunity to try out transmutation magic in the past. Shapeshifting took it in a direction that I really like, and I definitely enjoyed my Oni shapeshifter. Probably not the best approach. Oni are much like the ogres that they replaced, a bit of a hit or miss kind of character, but yeah, I would definitely recommend that. I had a lot of fun with our shapeshifter runs. But again, I may be partially biased to that, since I was already a pretty huge fan of transmutation magic. Turning into a dragon and demolishing everything around you is pretty hard to be disappointed with at the end of the day. It's what it mostly boils down to. But let's just keep spamming fridge to our heart's content. Slowly but surely, taking care of everything here. Ooh, no fire resistance is real rough. Damn, and you did that same turn, man? Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Find RF plus anything? Just the ring mail, hey? Well, another little brief detour back to work once again here. And let's see if this is at all feasible for me to wear. Fridge becomes uncastable, but everything else is still good to go. I mean, it's probably worth it just because I do have those concerns about fire magic coming our way. Yikes. Obadiah life goes on. I'm not sure how to feel about that one. But I'll tell you what. Let's maybe ruminate on it rather for a minute here. Because I think I'm going to run out and grab a refill for my drink. Still probably another good like 40 minutes in us this evening, so yeah, I think I will grab that replacement, refill my glass here, and then have to decide if this ring mail is worth it. It does bring us up a little bit in AC, not actually as far as I would like, but it's quite literally something, I guess. But hey, we'll see if we can keep this going. It looks good, actually. Let it be stated, let it be known that besides our goofy ass shoes, we're looking pretty, I mean, kind of edgy. This is like teenagers' first D&D campaign where they make the edgiest edgelord that ever did Edge. But aside from that, looking pretty damn cool. So with that, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And hopefully can keep ourselves alive for the rest of the evening here. See you in just a minute.